Hi, my name's Ed Sipler, and I work for the Southeastern Health and Social Care Trust. What we're keen to do today is talk to you about a booklet we put together dealing with worry in difficult times. Why this booklet? Why now? These are unprecedented times. There's so much uncertainty, so much worry people have, and we put this little booklet together hoping it gives you ideas that'll help you deal with worry and point you to resources that might help you in these very challenging times. The important thing to say is what you do with this work is entirely up to you. So what is worry? First off, worry is normal. When things are uncertain, things are fluid, worry is a very normal emotion, but it can take over. It can become overwhelming. And when it does become overwhelming, it's not just in our heads, it affects us physically. We can't relax, we're restless, our muscles will tense, we have trouble sleeping. And the important thing is when worry becomes too much, we're not thinking straight. Now, worry can help or hinder. Worry can be good. It can help us solve problems, think ahead, resolve issues, set a plan of how we're going to achieve things that are achievable. However, when thinking gets too much, we tend to think of things with a negative bias. That can make us feel anxious. Worry can get out of control. We think the worst about the situation, but also then we believe, I can't cope. So what triggers worry? Well, anything could be a trigger for worry. Mainly it's when our thinking, even when things are going right, our thinking can tell us, well, what if it all goes wrong? And worry seems to increase when things are uncertain, we don't know how it's going to turn out, it's new, we don't have the experience to fall back on, or it's unpredictable. Things that are happening are outside our control. Now, we're keen to put a number of ideas, and there's 5, of things that can help. First, we can decide, is worry something we can do something about, or is it not? And our thinking is key here. Real problem worries are when they're actual problems that we can do something about. Worst case worries, well, we think the worst. Basically, it's our thinking that makes it bigger than it needs to be. And the second thing we can do is strengthen our resilience. Now, resilience are those strengths inside ourselves that help us adapt in hard times. Now, when I say there's strengths inside ourselves, there are also strengths outside ourselves, the support that we have. And the key thing about what builds resilience, when we actively choose how we think, how we see situations, how we create thinking time, choose what's going to work best for us, use the support we have, and have ways to look after ourselves, and we actively choose to use these strategies, and they help, that's going to build our belief in our ability. Now, we talk about these skills in building our resilience in a booklet that we have, Bend, Don't Break, that's available on the Southeastern Trust website under the Healthy Living tab in the section for dealing resilience. And the link for that book, Bend, Don't Break, is in the booklet, Dealing with Worry. The third thing we can do is use positive emotions to deal with stress. When we experience positive emotions, in our brains it produces a little bit of dopamine, that chemical linked to pleasure. When we go out of our way to deliberately, purposely create those pleasurable experiences, we improve those dopamine pathways in our brain, the dopamine receptors. When we do that regularly, consistently, our coping abilities improve and our problem-solving abilities improve. Now, 8 ways we talk about dealing with or building positive emotions. Notice the nice things around you. Express those positive things. Gratitude. Be grateful for what we have, those little things. Mindfulness. We'll talk about that later. But mindfulness is when we give our brains a mini vacation by focusing on one thing in the present. Positive rethinking. Using the skills in Bend, Don't Break. Focus on your strengths, because it's our strengths that help us get through these difficult situations. Attainable goals. We all feel good when we tick things off the list, and that's why the word attainable is crucial here. And acts of kindness. Go out of your way for someone. You'll not only get a thank you and a smile back, but that feeling inside that I just helped another human being. The fourth thing is what we do to keep building ourselves up. Now again, on the Southeastern Trust website, we have a workbook called Keeping Safe, Keeping Well, which are a series of worksheets to help us build on these skills. And one of them is dealing with emotions. When we put a name on what we feel, you can, by naming it, you create a bit of control over it. And it's also appreciating the feelings pass, they're temporary. And we've all heard that expression, this too shall pass. So if you want to do a little bit more work on this, Keeping Safe, Keeping Well is available for you. The fourth thing is how we maintain balance in our life. Now, balance is how we have a plan to build things up that give us pleasure, achievement, connection. When we do things every day that help us keep in touch with ourselves, in touch with other people, be physically active, keep mentally active, it helps. Have a plan. Now, there's a calendar of support for ideas and the links in the booklet. People who use it have found it helpful. So the key message from this booklet, you decide if worry is something you can do something about, or if you can't. If things are too big, redirect your attention to something in the present. Use your senses, your sight, sound, touch, taste, smell. Decide if whether worries are real problem worries that you can act on, or worst case scenarios that you need to think through. And we believe the serenity prayer is helpful here. Help me accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. To help us stay calm, we're encouraging us all to practice relaxed breathing. And we need to do this regularly to get into the habit of it. When we're anxious or threatened, our breathing speeds up and our body gets ready for danger. Relaxed breathing tells our brains it's safe to relax. Now, relaxed breathing is slower and deeper than normal breathing. So if you can, sit and lie comfortably. If you feel comfortable, close your eyes. Breathe through your nose rather than your mouth. And breathe from your belly, not your chest. And deliberately slow your breath down. Count to 4. Pause for a moment. And then breathe out and count to 4 or 5. Make sure your breaths are smooth, steady, regular, continuous, and pay attention to that out breath. When we breathe out more than we're breathing in, we're turning on the calming part of our brain. Other things we can do. Set a routine. Keep regular times for getting up, getting dressed, eating, going to bed. Stay mentally and physically active. Plan your day that keeps both your mind and body active. If you can, notice and limit any worry triggers. That might be what you watch on TV, the news, social media. Choose what's going to increase worry and limit. If you are indoors and you're feeling trapped or claustrophobic, well, open the windows, let in some fresh air. Sit on your doorstep or out back and look at the sky. Change your rooms you spend time in. That can help us feel less closed in. When we're with other people for a long period of time, we might need to reduce conflict. Here's some ideas that can help us do that. Have a designated area when conflict grows. Have personal space we can retreat to. Have honest conversations with the people around us about things that irritate us or frustrate us. Establish ground rules. What's acceptable and what's not acceptable. And an important thing, when tempers flare, choose your battles and choose your words with careful thought. And practice gratitude. When things are uncertain and we're grateful for the things we have, not what we don't have, that helps us connect with pleasure and joy. Each day, take time to think about what you're grateful for in your life. Doesn't matter how big or how small. In the booklet, Dealing with Worry in Difficult Times, we've listed a number of things that can help you do that. Count your blessings as a way to build positive things in your life and live in the present. And again, when we're grateful and we really concentrate on that, well, that's going to help produce a bit of dopamine, that chemical in our brains related to pleasure. So there's some ideas in the booklet. When did I feel grateful for today? What made me laugh today? What did I learn today? What did I listen to today that was enjoyable? What beauty did I see today? Was there a goal that I moved forward with? Was there a problem I resolved today? If I did have a difficulty, was there silver lining in it, something I learned or a problem that I solved? And what did I do that was fun today? So the skills in this booklet, dealing with worry in difficult times. When worries do come, you decide if it's something you can do something about or if you can't. Strengthening your resilience by being in more control of your thinking. If you do have negative thoughts, and we all will, the message in Bend Don't Break is catch it, pause it, challenge it, change it. When we use that regularly, we're choosing how to think. Use the support we have and how you look after yourself. Use positive emotions to improve your thinking and coping. Build those dopamine pathways in the brain. Keep building yourself up. Maintain balance. And we pay particular skills to mindfulness, relaxed breathing, staying physically and mentally active, limit worry triggers, reduce conflict, and be grateful for those little things we have in our life. At the back of the booklet are a series of resources and links that we hope you'll find helpful. Again, as we said in the very beginning of this booklet, you choose what's right for you. We do hope you find this helpful, and thanks for listening today.